What a day this is. The sun has come out, the clouds have parted for you, Lenny. A three-time basketball Hall of Famer who has also been a Hall of Famer off the court here in Seattle. He helped lead the Olympic team, he helped lead the Dream Team, but we know about everything that he has done for the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, Children's Hospital, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is your day, Lenny, and it is exciting to be here with you. To kick us off, or in this case, tip us off here at Climate Pledge Arena, I'd like to welcome up Edgar Martinez. She is a member of the Quinault tribe to sing us what is called an honors song. She's also a Rise Above ambassador.
Thank you, Chris. Sioquil, Ansanitsa, Guilok. It is truly my pleasure to sing this honor song in commemoration of Coach Wilkins. So thank you, Coach Wilkins. Without further ado. And oh, and hey, and oh, and oh, and hey, and honey, and hey, and oh, and oh, and oh, and hey, and oh, and hey, no way, and hey, and oh, and oh, and hey, and oh, way, and hey, and oh, and hey, and oh, and oh, and hey, and honey, and hey, and oh, way, and oh, and oh, and hey, and oh, way, and hey, no way, and hey, and oh, and oh, and hey, and oh, way, and hey. Sioquil.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. An appropriate way to tip us off, as you put it there, Chris. You know, Chris and I are thrilled to be here for this historic occasion, this unveiling of this statue. And you will hear this as a recurrent theme, and it was something we have talked about a lot, just the fact, Lenny, that you became this celebrity because of your work in the basketball world, but then what you did after that and in the communities is what matters to us so much. So thank you so much. We are very lucky that Lenny and Marilyn decided to call Seattle home, right? We're very lucky for that. Love that he's here along with his family.
And I think I buried the lead. I think a lot of people remember Lenny as well for the 1979 Seattle SuperSonic NBA champions. The only championship for the Seattle Sonics and that franchise, I think, as a lot of people here in this city believe. There are a lot of elected officials. I'm not going to tell you all of them that are here, but it gives you an idea of the magnitude of this moment. You can see the Governor, Bob Ferguson, is here. There is another Governor, Jay Inslee, that is here, and the list goes on and on. But I want to give you an idea of just the impact that Lenny has had on the basketball community, because there are a lot of people who have come to town just for this moment in time. The television personality, 14-time or 14-year NBA veteran Steve Smith is here. If you want to come up.
Oh,
yeah. Number 43, the guy from Illinois Wesleyan University, Jack Sikma, is here. I just saw the Hall of Famer dressed in blue right there, Spencer Haywood. You gotta love him, from Parks and Recreation and your Seattle Sonics, Detlef Schrempf is here. He was smooth with that three-pointer, Dale Ellis. The pride of Curtis High School and the University of Washington IT, Isaiah Thomas is here. Spencer Hawes, he's the tallest guy standing around right here. I think I can see him somewhere. There he is. He doesn't want to stand up. He doesn't have to.
That's funny.
George Carl, coach. Eldridge Rakasner, a lot of people just call him E. He's right there wearing his anniversary t-shirt. Mac 10, Nate McMillan, the coach. Donald Watts is here. Of course, Slick played for Lenny. There he is, Donald Watts. Rodney Stuckey, the pride of Eastern Washington University, longtime NBA player, is here as well. Somewhere. Talvin Skinner is somewhere outside Climate Pledge Arena. There's so many people here. As is John Gregg. Also, veterans. Desmond Mason, you remember him from the slam dunk title. He tells me he can still slam. And last but certainly not least, it is great that Marlon Shelton is here with his family, Lonnie Shelton's son. A great list of people here today, and we would not be standing here without the generous support of the organizations and individuals that have made this statue possible. Right now, we'd like to thank the state of Washington, the city of Seattle, and a small group of private donors who have made this a reality.
And to put this moment in context, we already talked about how historical this is for the city of Seattle, for our state, but there are less than 20 players in NBA history who have statues outside arenas. Less than 20 around the country. So a tremendous honor, and congratulations to you, Lenny.
And now we hear from the elected officials. First up, the governor of the great state of Washington, Bob Ferguson.
Thank you, Chris. I've got a question. Do we love Lenny Wilkens here in Seattle? A little louder. Do we love Lenny Wilkens here in Seattle? Now look, you just heard how rare a statue is for an NBA player. And right here, there's only one first statue that gets to go up. There's only one first. And it is appropriate, entirely appropriate, that that first statue goes to the godfather of the Seattle SuperSonics, Lenny Wilkens. Now, I think Chris mentioned he's a three-time Hall of Famer as a player, as part of the Dream Team in 1992, if I recall correctly, and of course as a coach who inherited a 5-17 Seattle Sonics team and turned them into the world champions, everybody. But that is only part of his story, and as has been said many times, he is not just a Hall of Famer in basketball, which is important and significant to a community and to an individual and their family and to all of us. That's important. But I think we can all agree that it is even more important and more significant to be a Hall of Famer as a human being. And that is Lenny Wilkens, everybody. He has uplifted this community in many ways, from uniting our community when we won that world championship back in the 1970s, to all the work he's done quietly behind the scenes when he's not in front of 14,000 fans and a national TV audience, quietly working to uplift our community and the next generation. Please thank him just as much for all that hard work that he's done for our community. And I'll just say the only thing that could make the unveiling of this statue even sweeter is when, and this will happen, thousands and thousands of Seattle Sonic fans return here for the return of the Seattle SuperSonics right here in Seattle. And when those fans come in, some may be of younger generations, but when they see that statue, they will come to know Lenny Wilkens in the way we all do, for generations to come, as the inspirational person he's been from humble upbringing to where he is today. With that, it is my great honor to introduce our next speaker. He's had a storied political career, but I think for today, he won't mind if I introduce him as the starting center for the 1969 Ingram Rams, who won the Washington State High School Basketball Championship, led them to an undefeated season. Your former governor, Jay Inslee.
Well, as a three-term governor of the state of Washington, I think I'm entitled to say this. We have three things that represent the best of the state of Washington that are world-class and known for how they've led the world, how they have compassion for their citizens, how they raise their heights of their community in so many different ways. Those three icons of the state of Washington are Mount Rainier, the Space Needle, and Coach Lenny Wilkens. We can say that. I go way back with the coach as being a stripling ball player and got to play in this gym where, did I mention that we beat the Garfield Bulldogs? When you see the mayor hair, you might want to remind him of that. But after that, I got my tryout with the Sonics and got my meeting with Coach Wilkens at that time. And he had to take me into his office and say, I got to cut you, Jay. I can't get you on the Sonics roster. And I said, well, how come? He said, you're terrible. I mean, you are really terrible. You have no future whatsoever. And I looked him right in the eyes. I said, Coach Wilkens, that may be the case. But the day will come when I help unveil the statue to you as Seattle's icon. That's today. I've been vindicated in this regard. There's so much to say about Coach, so I'd like to add something about why I've come. He just didn't unleash downtown Freddie Brown. He unleashed uptown Odessa Brown Clinic, and that's Lenny Wilkens. He unleashed that clinic. And I want to note, you wonder where that spirit comes from a guy like Lenny Wilkens, who took advice from Jackie Robinson, right? They got number 42, we got number 19, who've made history. But he got more advice from his mother, and if you listen to him talk about his life, and I read a little bit about his days on the courts in Brooklyn, in those youthful days, he talks a lot about his mother, Henrietta. And he talks about what Henrietta did to fashion his character, integrity, commitment to the people around him. And I'd like a round of applause for Henrietta Wilkens for what she's done for Seattle. Through you, Lenny. And now Lenny is doing the same thing for young hoopsters, giving them spirit in this institution. I've seen him help fight chemical addiction on the Nisqually tribe. I've seen the progeny worshiping him on the courts to raise this next generation. And I can't wait for that happy day when we will not only have this statute, but we will announce Lenny Wilkens as the next player coach of the Seattle Sonics when they come back. All right, Lenny.
Thank you, Governor. Next up, King County Council Chair Gurmai Zahalai and King County Councilmember Pete Von Reichbauer with a proclamation from King County.
Good afternoon. How are we feeling, everybody? It's a good day to celebrate Lenny Wilkens. Am I right? My name is Gurmai Zahalai. I'm the chair of the King County Council. I'm here with my wonderful colleague, Pete Von Reichbauer. And on behalf of King County, we wanted to thank Lenny and the entire Wilkens family for your immeasurable impact on our region. And congratulations. It's only fitting that our city's first superstar is getting our first statue. I want to briefly share that on a personal level, it is amazing that as somebody who grew up in South Seattle, I get to be here with so many of my heroes, including Mr. Wilkens. His impact on the court and as a coach is well known by so many of us here. But I also just want to share that my wife and I had our first baby last year, and we take her to Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, where we walk into that space and we see Lenny Wilkens' name etched up on the wall. And so many children in South Seattle get health care because of this man and his work. We're also expecting our second baby this Christmas, and she is going to be also going to Odessa Brown. So just like this statue, Lenny Wilkens' impact is going to be felt for generations and generations and generations. And for that, we wanted to thank you so much. And I wanted to give a few words to my colleague, Councilmember Von Reichbauer.
Thank you, Gamai. Coach, you and I first met each other about 45 years ago when Booth Gardner put us on the Centennial Commission. And over the years, we've had a lot of good times. But I've thought of about three MVPs today over our conversations. One MVP is a very valuable parent, and that was Henrietta. She probably went to more masses than most cardinals. And Henrietta was an incredible parent, most valuable parent. The second person who's an MVP is most valuable partner, and that's the lady next to you, Marilyn. Everyone here who knows you knows that lady has been your full partner in so many ways. And as a friend, I regard you as most valuable person. During COVID, you would often call me during COVID and said, "How you doing? How you feeling?" I said, "Coach, you're older than me." But he is the most valuable person because he is the most valuable friend. My colleague is going to now read a resolution that was unanimously passed by the King County Council. Now, there was a paragraph. The paragraph said you should never pay property taxes for the rest of your life. But your friend said, take it out. He really enjoys writing those checks twice a year. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I'm going to keep it really short. I won't read the whole thing, but I will read one notable part. Whereas Lenny Wilkens is a basketball legend, civil rights trailblazer, and devoted community leader whose 57-year relationship with the Pacific Northwest has profoundly shaped the cultural and civic fabric of our region. Whereas his life's work exemplifies excellence, humility, and a deep commitment to racial equity, youth empowerment, and public service, making him not only a sports icon, but also a moral compass for our whole community. And whereas on this day, the people of King County, together with local leaders and residents, proudly celebrate the unveiling of a statue honoring Lenny Wilkens at Seattle's Climate Pledge Arena, a permanent tribute to his legacy on and off the court. Now, therefore, we, members of the Metropolitan King County Council, do hereby proclaim June 28th, 2025 as Lenny Wilkens Day in King County.
Next up, Seattle Deputy Mayor Greg Wong is here with the mayor's proclamation.
Okay, thank you. I have to start out by responding to Governor Inslee because I know the mayor is not here and he's very sad he can't be here, but as a fellow Garfield Bulldog, we'll chat later about how many banners are hanging in the Garfield gym versus the Ingram gym, and that's all right, that's all right. All right, but we're not here about that today. We're here about Lenny, and I mean, what else can you say about a man who has accomplished so much and has been recognized by so many speakers here today for what he's achieved in life? And I come with the mayor's proclamation, and I could read it, but I just want to summarize a few things about what I think it means the most. Because, Lenny, I think that you represent Seattle. You may not be Mr. Sonic, because I know he's standing over there, but you are Mr. Seattle in our book. And I think that's because of two things: your legacy and your inspiration. How can one person have so much legacy? Legacy that includes being a 3-time Hall of Fame inductee, first person as a player, a coach, and as an Olympian, world champion coach, one of the top players in league history, mentors to so many, a person who grew the game, not just here in Seattle, but across this world. Legacy through the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic, and like the council member, my 3 kids all went to Odessa Brown and grew up through that and are healthy, thriving young adults now because of the loving care they received there. All of these things are your legacy to our city, and we're so deeply appreciative. But you are also the inspiration. Time and time again, every person I hear who talks about your influence, it's about how much you care, how much you build the relationship with them, and how much you invest, not only in people, but in your community. And that is what we are all about in Seattle, and why we are so proud that we are able to help support and have your statue be the first statue outside of Climate Pledge Arena for an NBA player today. So I'll close by just reading the last part of our proclamation, because I think it really summarizes what the mayor and the city believes, which is the city of Seattle recognizes Lenny Wilkens as a true icon, not only for his athletic excellence and trailblazing leadership, but for his unwavering commitment to justice and youth empowerment, exemplifying our One Seattle vision for an equitable, thriving, and innovative city for all. Now, on behalf of Mayor Harrell, I hereby proclaim June 28th, 2025 in the city of Seattle to be Lenny Wilkens Day. Congratulations.
One of the amazing things about Lenny is through the years hosting the Wilkens Foundation dinners and the golf tournaments, how many people, how many players would fly across the country because they believed in what you were doing and believed in Odessa Brown and Children's Hospital. And there are a lot of people who have flown here today just for this moment in time as well. People who have played for you, like Steve Smith, who was so eager to get up here earlier today. He's going to come up now. Television personality, longtime NBA player, played for Lenny in Atlanta, Steve Smith.
Coach, I was excited. I was trying to come earlier. I just want to say good afternoon to everybody here in Seattle. To everyone, to family, to friends, to former players, to the community. And like I said earlier, we called her the First Lady in Atlanta to Maryland. Coach, thank you so much for everything you did for me. You're just an unbelievable example. I remember the conversations we had about giving back to your community, civil rights, and everything you did and talked to us about other than basketball. And that ripple effect had me and Dikembe really talking. And then Dikembe and me both decided to do something for our communities. Dikembe Mutombo, rest in peace, my good friend, Eldridge Kastner, my teammate. Dikembe built a hospital in the Congo in honor of his mom. I got a chance to build a Claire Bell Smith Student Academic Center at Michigan State because of you, Coach, because of what you talked to us about giving back to the community. Coach is so special. He was the only coach I've had that never yelled but could get his point across. I had Judd Heathcote, crazy. Tom Izzo, crazy. My high school coach, crazy at Detroit Persian. And every time I'm around this guy before I finish, I have to say thank you to Spencer Haywood. Spencer Haywood was the greatest player to play at my high school. And was a little crazy. He let me drive his Rolls Royce to the prom. So thank you, Spencer. I will say in closing, I just want to say, Coach, not only you're a Hall of Fame player, not only you're a Hall of Fame player, coach, but you're a Hall of Fame man. And thank you for allowing me to learn from you, listen to you, and try to be the man you are, the guy with the Brooklyn swag. Thank you, Coach.
And now the University of Washington great, people call him E, and he's spicy on Twitter as well, Eldridge Kastner.
All right, hello Sonics fans and Lenny Wilkens fans. What an honor it is to be here today to honor one of the true legends in the history of America. I'm not just talking about sports. He's a Hall of Famer as a player, he's a Hall of Famer as a coach, and he's a Hall of Famer as a member of the Dream Team. I know you guys know that already, so I'm not going to talk about his sports career that much, but I will just say, we got two Hall of Famers here that played for the Sonics, Spencer Haywood and Jack Sikma. I don't know if you guys understand how hard that is to just make it to the Hall of Fame as just a player. We got a great coach here in George Karl. Made the 96 finals, beat my Houston Rockets team in 96. I don't know how hard, I don't know if you guys know how hard that is to be a great coach. We got my teammate Steve Smith, who played for the USA team, 94 and 2000. I never played on the USA team. I don't know if you guys know how hard that is, so think about it. He did all three of those better than anybody that's ever done it. Coach I just want to say, man, I love you, and I want to acknowledge his wife. They say behind every great man is a great woman. This lady, you guys probably won't believe this. I thought I was going to be afraid to coach when I signed with the Atlanta Hawks in 1995. But we lost the game, I believe it was to Indiana, and I'm waiting on Coach to go off on us. But Mrs. Maryland pulled me to the side and said, what in the hell are y'all doing? I said, okay, I know who's running things now. So I just want to acknowledge Mrs. Maryland. You know, she's been there with him the whole time. But I'm fortunate enough to live in Seattle, so I've gotten a chance to know Coach Wilkins personally over the last 30 years. And when I tell y'all he's one of the best people, he's a Hall of Fame person. And I know you guys hear that, but I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The thing I love most about Coach is he doesn't have that ego. When you're in the NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball, the guys that are good, oh man, they're cocky. Gary ain't here, but he was here last night. Gary gonna let you know who the hell he is. Coach has never been like that, and that's one of the things I've always admired about him. When I played for him with the Atlanta Hawks, Steve Smith to tell you this, he was classy as they came. Never seen a classier person before in my life. Coach, I love you, man. I hope you feel the love from all the fans and all the players that are here today. This statue, I'm so happy that they're doing it while you're alive, man, because so many times we honor people when they're gone. So, Coach, this is the city of Seattle's way of giving you your flowers, so congratulations. Yep.
All right, and from the rest of the NBA community, we're going to hand it off a guy who liked to pass a lot, Mr. Sonic, the coach and player, Nate McMillan.
First, I want to say, I hope the NBA is watching. They really need to pay attention to this because we have a rich tradition. And Coach Wilkins is a huge part of that tradition. I just want to read something. You know, he's one of the greatest leaders the NBA has ever seen. He was a great player. He was a great coach. He was even a better man, inducted 3 times into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Once said as a leader, the most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to be. What we have here today, and I think back on what is going on today, Coach Wilkins is what Jerry West is to the Lakers and the NBA. He is what Bill Russell was to the Boston Celtics and the NBA. He's what Michael Jordan is or was to the Chicago Bulls and the NBA. This is our Hall of Famer, okay? Coach Wilkins, all of those guys, all of those legends, he is our superstar, okay, our godfather. And we get to honor him today. And as Eldridge just said, I'm so happy that they're doing it while you're alive to be able to see this. Okay, you set the standard for what a supersonic should be, both on the floor and off the floor, how you should play the game. And for me, how I should coach the game. Okay, I wasn't able to be as smooth as you was on the sidelines, but the respect for the game, the respect for the community, the respect for the league, I took all of that from you, and I appreciate it. And we honor you here today, and I wouldn't want to be in any better place than to be here today speaking to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you've done for this community. All right. And I love you.
Beautiful words, a beautiful tribute there. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited because we are just minutes away from the unveiling of this statue. Before we get there, I want to invite another local icon to the podium. He's someone many of you may already know. He is currently a clinical professor of pediatrics at the University of Washington, but a lot of us remember him as the medical director of the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. Please welcome to the podium, Dr. Ben Danielson. We should have gotten you some walk-on music for the distance. All right.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. I'm not just talking about the sun shining down us on this beautiful day. I'm not just talking about the opportunity for us to come together like this, but I know that's important. This is a beautiful day because we get to honor one of the most amazing people I have ever known in my life, Lenny Wilkens. Coach, I admire you for the rings. You know I admire you for the rings. Those are some amazing things. You got the receipts on everything possible in the NBA. I admire you for the way you've taught other great players to be great people in their communities. You know how much that is important, how much the way you give and show makes other people understand the way they need to show up. And I think you've all heard that today, have you not? I admire you especially, though, for every young child that wishes they could stand right here and say thank you. For every child who goes to school with the supplies they need to learn and grow and thrive. For every child that has the things that they need in the wintertime to stay warm, that every child that understands that their ability to thrive is dependent on each and every one of us to be there for them. You show us that, and I'm so grateful to you. I admire you for that gentle class grace that you've heard so many times and does not have to be repeated. I love the way you show up. I love the way you see people see you, and you know that what you do, how you move matters. I personally love you for being one of the most important mentors in my life, for making me try to be a better person, for helping me to understand what it means to care about a community, for helping me understand that this is important. This is so important. Sports brings so much into our lives. Am I right? It makes you understand what it means to be part of a community. It helps you feel the strength of what a spirited folks can do together. It helps you understand what near impossible talent could show up in a space and makes you think, wow, that is magic. But it's when you show up for me, when you show up for the next person, when you've been there for each and every young child who's going to benefit from all that you've done. That makes this not just one day, not just one beautiful day, but it makes for a beautiful life. It makes for a beautiful society. It makes all of us that much better. I love this statue. I know, Marilyn, you said make it sure it was 1 inch taller than Jerry West, and I think that's very wise. I love this space. I look forward to being one of the fans at the SuperSonics games when they come back, not if. But I also know, and you know, that you have nothing left to prove. You've done everything you've needed to do. You've made all of us think about who we are. You make us stand a bit taller. Okay, not as tall as Mr. Haas over there, but a bit taller. And for all of these giants, social, political, business, sports, they're all tall, but there is nobody I look up to more than you. And I just want you to know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you, and how much I'm going to keep trying to be half the person you are. I hope you all do that too. I hope you join me in sharing your hearts and your warmth. I hope you lock arms with each other in this society, because today we need each other more than ever before. I just hope we all try to be a little bit more like Lenny. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome the man we are here for today, none other than Lenny Wilkens.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Reminds me when I first came out here. You know, we're a better community when we're supportive of one another, when we help each other, when we take time to recognize one another. And early in my career, one of the things I did a lot was I used to read a lot. I read books all the time. And I read some great books, the history of the USA from 1937 to 1970 something. I read a book I got a buddy of mine to read called Hunter Yo. It was about culture of the Native American. And I was so fascinated with it. It was unbelievable. I've been blessed. I'll be the first to tell you. I have a great wife, a great family. They're very supportive of everything I do. And that has allowed me to do so much, to be able to go everywhere and speak to everybody. Young people, I tell you, you're important. You mean something. So, young people are tomorrow's doctors, lawyers, politicians. They're our future. And when we're supportive of each other, we make our community better. So, I just want to say, hey, thank you. Thank you so much. You don't know what you mean to me, but thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Stay right here. Stay right here. So now we get to unveil this statue. So I'm going to invite up one of Lenny and Marilyn's grandchildren, their grandson Leo. If Leo could come forward, Leo's over here. And what I'm going to have us do as we unveil this, we're going to have a countdown. And if you're as old as I am, I'm going to ask you to think back to June 1st, 1979. And if you are of my age, I know what you were doing. You were watching the television set as the final seconds of Game 5 of the NBA Finals are being counted down, and probably shouting at the TV set to count down those final 5 seconds. So we're going to have a 5-second countdown to unveil this statue. Are you two ready? All right, so you're going to join me in this. Are we all ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Family want to come on up? Yeah, come on up, you guys. Yeah. Oh, is that Stephanie? You guys? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Great. You guys are doing a wrap up. Or is there a formal? There wasn't a formal one, but we may have to say thanks for being, and I'm happy to do that. Okay. Yeah. Whatever you guys. Yeah. Okay. Great job. Yeah. Yeah. Were you watching this? Oh, are you kidding? Absolutely. Oh, no, all those.
There it is. There you go.